guys, what's up? As you have already seen the intro, you probably know what I'm gonna transform today. So I'm gonna transform this kurti of my mom's into something you have already seen. So let's just start the process video, shall we? As always, I start off by detaching all the sleeves and the body and just dismantling the whole piece. So after I'm done with seam ripping and cutting all the excess, I'm left with this 3-piece. So what I didn't like about this kurti was the front polka dot print on this pleat pattern. So luckily the opposite side of the fabric didn't have the polka dot print or the circle print. So I'm gonna use the opposite side as my right side in this transformation. Now I'm gonna make a mini skirt pattern. For the skirt pattern, you can just simply trace your non-straight skirt and make it a pattern. And now we're gonna do some alterations on the skirt pattern. First of all, we're gonna be adding a zipper seam allowance in the skirt pattern, as our skirt is gonna have a zipper on the back and the back is gonna have elastic on the waistband. So we're gonna increase the back part with 2 inches on fold on the back side only and remove the dart. Now we have new patterns of back side increased by 2 inches and front part as it is. So we're gonna be having different waistlines. So we're gonna cut out belt measuring 1.5 inches from the existing pattern. So that's my pattern traced out in newspapers. Now see this part carefully, as you might have noticed my skirt does not have a correct side seam allowance but rather has 2 side seam allowance in each side. So for that, take a muslin cloth or any scrap fabric you have and trace the front and back skirt pattern on that fabric and join the sides of the front and back pattern. The reason why I am only tracing out half of the pattern is because the fabric itself is gonna be another pattern for the original skirt. After joining the front and back pattern, now I'm gonna measure 1 inch from the side and cut a long strip up to the bottom. After cutting the stripe, I'm gonna make the side stripe 1.5 inch shorter than the actual length of the skirt. After cutting out the stripe, I'm gonna cut the sharp edge into a curve. Now I have my actual patterns ready, so I'm gonna cut out the back patterns of the skirt from the polka dotted part, and now this polka dotted part is my opposite side of the skirt and inner part is the right side of the skirt. Trace the pattern onto the fabric and cut out, leaving 0.5 seam allowance in all directions. From the back single part of the original kurti, I'm gonna trace out the front pattern of the skirt and cut it out, like I did for the back. And from the remaining upper piece, I'm gonna cut out the side stripes. Add the dart measuring 1 inches, 3.5 inches far from center front only on the front part of the skirt. I had a yellow scrap fabric in my scrap box, so I made a long binding out of it to bind the sides of the skirt. I have already taught you guys how to make a binding. If you guys still don't know how to make a binding yet, then this is the video and link for this video is on the description box below. After I'm done with the front part, now it's time for the back. Measure 7 inches from the waistline and mark it down to install the zipper later, and from the mark point to the bottom, stitch it. After joining the center back, I'm gonna bind overall skirt like I did for the front. After binding the front and back part of the skirt, now take the stripe, interlock all the sides and install it in between the front and back pattern of the skirt. The reason why I added this yellow stripe on the sides instead of adding white or black is because I really wanted to give it a color pop, and white and black were too mainstream for me. So I saw this picture on the internet and I was so ready to apply it on this transformation. Join the stripe in between the front and back pattern by just giving the top stitch over this yellow stripes. This is how it looks like after joining the stripes in between the skirt, and I'm already loving it. Now fold the skirt into half and measure the belt we have made before just to assure the overall measurement. I adjusted the belt pattern from the original skirt that has already been made and cut out the belt pattern from remaining pieces of the kurti. I had no problem with cutting out the front part of the belt, but for the back part I had to struggle a lot. I was already running out of the fabric, so for the back I had to cut a lot of stripe, all the remaining stripe, and join it into a single piece. But for the lining of the belt, the fabric were not enough, so I had to cut out one sleeve and add the black part of the sleeve as a lining for the back part of the belt. So after attaching the lining to the back part of the belt, now it's time to attach the belt to the skirt. So I folded the belt in half and kept it at the upper part of the skirt just to see and check the measurement, and cut out the center back of the belt. For the back part of the belt, I took 1 inch elastic and cut out a piece measuring quarter to the measurement of my waist. Again, cut the elastic in half and install it on the back part of the belt like I have done here. After stitching elastic in the back part of the belt, interlock all the raw edges, closing the seams of the belt, and stitch in between the elastic just to keep it secure. Now it's time to attach the belt to the skirt. Pin the belt to the skirt and sew it. After you're done with attaching the belt, now it's time to add the zipper, and we're done with the skirt. Take an invisible zipper, iron it, and install it onto the skirt. Moving on, for the bodies, I took the remaining scrap fabric and draped it on the body form to see what could be done. As I had very limited amount of fabric, I just draped a simple tube body pattern on the body form with darts in it. So I cut out the remaining fabric and added darts on the front part of the bodice. So I took the last remaining piece from the back part of the kurti and saw what could be done. I didn't want to add any zipper as I wanted it to fit 2 to 3 sizes smaller or bigger than me. So I just saw what I could do for the moment. I finally had an idea of making a knot closure at the back, so I started cutting the remaining piece of the fabric diagonally and saw if I could use the remaining piece and make a knot, which I finally could do and did the same. So I had every fabric cut out 2 pieces each, so I attached everything on the sides of the bodice like this and interlocked it. So after I was done attaching the pieces to the sides, I tried it on the bodice and saw the side seams were puckering up because after adding the pieces on the side, the chest had got a little bit of flare which needed a dart to hold on. So I made a dart which was needed on the bust, pinned it and stitched the dart. So guys, you see, nothing is perfect. You just figure out everything on the way. I always figure out things that I keep adding on my design on the way of making it. So I'm just gonna finish my hemline at the top and bottom of the tube by just folding it and stitching it. How can I forget this yellow stripe which is gonna complete this overall set and this overall transformation? So I'm just gonna add this yellow stripe at the side seams, making it look alike the side seams of the skirt. Now the only big and long enough fabrics are these stripes, so I'm just gonna cut it and stitch it and turn it into a spaghetti strap. As the spaghetti strap is ready, I'm just gonna attach it to the front and back neckline, simply hand stitch it, and the piece is now ready. Oh, wait, the transformation is not finished yet. The remaining piece of the sleeves, I'm gonna turn it into a turban hat. So I had 1 full sleeve and 1 half sleeve left, so I cut 1 full sleeve into half sleeves and made 2 equally long stripes of sleeves. So I cut all the inclined lines and turned the sleeves in equally rectangle pieces. Now my pieces are ready and I placed it in top of each other and twisted and turned it like I have shown here. So after making a kind of a knot, I simply fold them onto one another and pinned it and stitch it, leaving the twisted part as it is. After stitching, it will look somewhat like this and the knot looks really beautiful in the middle. Now we just have to fold it over and cut a shape at the side like I have shown here, pin it and stitch where I have shown here. Now our head turban is ready and finally the transformation is complete. So here's the final transformation, but yeah, you already have seen, but still, here is the final transformation. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you like this video. I feel so good. Finally I have done a refashion video after so long. So yeah, I have been sitting for hours and my butt really hurts now. I should stop. So yeah, if you like this video, you know what to do. I'll see you next time with a very new refashion video or beauty video or any new video again with a new content. So I'll see you next time. Till then, bye and take care.